All right, everyone, here we are at Big Game 2026 at Cousins Paintball in Calverton. I'm here with Paul Sherman. I've known Paul for 30 some odd years, I would say.
Yeah.
But this year is very special because Paul's celebrating his 40th year.
Consecutive.
40th consecutive year. We got the wind going. We thought we were good. So we're talking about 40 consecutive years. As a player, what team did you start with?
My first team was the Court Justice.
Okay, and you have one of their original patches, correct? Yes. The patches have gone through a couple different lineages. I'm going to show this is the very first Court Jester patch. And then you went to which
We
Court
went
Jester
to the
patch?
same patch, but in green.
Okay.
And then my wife made this. She took our newest patch and our last patch, plus the old patch. And
Oh, I
made
see that.
this,
Yeah.
And then sewed the whole thing to my edema vest.
Ah, the edema vests. You guys know edema vests for sure. If you're an old school guy, that is.
Yeah, this
That's an awesome piece right there.
Circa late 80s.
Late 80s. All right. So give me a all-time best memory from across the board big games.
I would actually, I wouldn't know where to begin. The amount of fine and great memories I have from these big games. And also, over the years, probably my biggest reward is watching my staff over the years grow into the people they become. Most of my quorum staff is now married with 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I've been to more baptisms than even I can count. And one of the things I've always said about this sport, you meet a lot of great people. And that in itself is probably my best memory.
That's probably the best way to say it. You know, what you just said completely honors every aspect of not being able to pick a favorite memory, but the culmination of all those memories together, for sure.
40 years of rep is just too many memories that...
Absolutely. And then you have the patch from the original Airgun Games, American Airgun Games, Big Game.
In 1980, that's 88, that was in May. We also had a big game in October that year, and we did that again in 89. Had big games in May and October, and then we went down to 1 a year because Mike Corco figured if you have 2, the people are going to split between the 2.
Right.
If you have 1, they'll all have to come to that.
Now, that big game you said was based off of the Satcon Village in...
Yes.
Why don't you give me a little... Because when you started saying the story, and then I was like, let's save it for the camera. And so give me just a quick...
All right. Well, Mike and John Corco and Vinny Arezzi flew to California to Satcon more as observers to watch how they ran their game. They had an established big game already by that time.
Okay.
What they noticed and what they ended up bringing me when we talked about it was, for lack of a better term, a clusterfuck.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
We sat down and we said, okay, let's break the people into companies, spread them out, start them already in positions all over the field, instead of just trying to shovel and see how many people you can get on the field at one time.
Right.
You know, it's even big games later. Paul Vogel had a big game. And it's no rules or regulations, just shoveling people onto the field. We always had terrific order with the people.
The quality of the players was different back then, too, I feel.
That too.
For sure.
Don't forget, the first few big games, there was no constant air. It was all done with 12-gram CO2s.
Right.
And one good idea, which we had in the first few big games, you had to buy ammo and CO2 cartridges on the field at ammo dumps. And so if you were on the yellow team, let's say, you could only buy your ammo from yellow flag.
Okay.
If red took it and flew a red flag, you could not buy ammo there. So it was imperative that you at least held one ammo dump. which made headquarters back then during the big game a ghost town because everything was done on the field.
Right.
You could only buy ammo on the field.
And I think that's, from, as well as I know, from, getting the player on the field is a tough part. So, in these days when I find that if a player comes off the field to reload or get air or something like that, the urgency to get back out isn't there. But if they're out on the field, the continuous play will happen more organically. Right.
Yeah. Even back then, we gave one orientation. Later in the years, we shifted to two. One in Village and one on Dodge City, which cut the people already in half. It made the moving out and getting the game in position much more better and professional looking.
Yeah, I think I remember the changeovers. I remember the early orientations at the Big Rock.
Yeah.
And then I remember
that
orientations.
podium.
Yeah. And then I remember the orientations in the woods. And I remember standing in Dodge City. I'll try to throw up a picture of Dodge City on the screen. I'm sure I have one somewhere, and if I don't,
it was easy. We already had some corrals up. We already divided each side into the 3 different companies.
Yeah.
And it's just made getting the people from there in the position on the field to actually start the game.
Once you're there, it's easier.
It goes so much more smoothly.
Right. No, that's crazy. All right, so we're going to do a quick gear bag dive with Paul Sherman here. So as long as I've known you, you've been pretty much standard wearing what everybody calls the clown pants, which are actually a Renegade. What's the pattern? It's called it's a glow oak. Glow oak from Renegade.
It was basically what all the refs were issued at NPPL tournaments.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they were issued. I knew a lot of the refs who really took their job seriously because look at the pattern on this. I mean, it's phenomenal. I know I've worn them in the past, but for as long as I've known you reffing, this has been your attire and your patch jacket, which if you want to give a quick.
I'll just do the back first.
So now this is American Airgun Games 2 as current as you can get. I know Cousins did not issue patches of certain years and whatnot, but he was here. I can vouch for that. The Long Island Dogs of War. Yeah, so this is all the... and the RT Thamsat, which is the original geese patch. Or before the geese were the geese. Before the geese were the geese. And then you got some of the geese here. You got 2015. Why don't we give it a spin? This is every big game. I got 99. We got
these are all teams I played for.
Okay, so the teams you played for, you got Wildside, Corchesters, Timberwolves, and... I don't know that
Actually,
one.
Timberwolves is here.
Oh, that's Timberwolves.
That's Cobra Force. That's the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack. Oh, Timberwolves is up here. Okay, cool.
And this is a lot of the big game patches.
Yeah, this is pretty much all the big game patches that I remember. There's my team right there, Wild Geese. That's standard issues. I remember always.
You don't see many of these anymore. The original 1988 patch.
That's the original 1988 patch. You showed that one before, but the brand new one. Nobody has that brand new.
No, but you had 2 in 88.
Oh, right, because you said it was a
and 2 in 89.
Gotcha. Because they were splitting half year,
right?
And then after that, they went to just 1 a year. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, well, that's why, it's my 40th game. We lost 1 due to COVID.
Right.
But we had 2 in 88 and 89.
Can I just pull these pants out? So these...
that's the more standard...
right. So
standard pair.
You can see that these, the different... These, I think, are the British pair, right? I'm almost positive one was made... So these are made in the United States, and the big difference is...
Yeah, these are a little fancier.
The side piece here with the Renegade, and then these were just the standard made in the USA Renegade. But these, I mean, I love these. These are absolutely phenomenal.
When you used to ref an NPPL tournament, don't forget, Cousins at one time owned World Cup, along with Jerry Braun. And we got called in to ref all the time, along with other teams like Ground Zero and stuff like that. When you showed up to an event like that, you got 2 of those pair of pants and 2 or 3 of the event shirts. Like if it was a JT was the head sponsor,
you get the JT.
So every ref back then dressed exactly the same.
Which I love uniformity with that. You know, that's great. Can you imagine getting these, like, hey, welcome, you're working today. Here's an outfit. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Those are the good old days, folks.
Yeah. I think Ralph looked at this before. This is just a relic.
Yeah, we'll bring this out. We'll bring this out again. I know I took some photos of it before, but this is the
from late 86, 87. A gun I actually used when I played with the Court Justice. This gun has seen many tournaments, especially in the lively Midwestern circuit.
The Jim Lively
and
series.
Stuff like that. And it's seen a lot of action over the years. It's my only paintball gun left after all these years.
All right, listen, out of all of them, this is...
this one brings back a hell of a lot of memories.
Yeah. Awesome piece. Yeah, I did some up closes of it earlier. If I haven't posted a picture of it yet in this video, I'll post a picture of it at the end. But yeah, that's awesome. Anything else that you want to share in your bag?
Really nothing is that
we got the important stuff. So
yeah, I just like, for instance, I do have one here. This is another issue jersey for another NPPL World Cup.
Okay.
And every ref got one like this, except if you were the head ref of the field. You got to wear these.
The ultimate ref. Look at these sponsors. I want to name some of these guys. Look, Diablo, Dye, JT, Cap, National, PMI, Raven, ShockTech, Smart Parts, TC Paint, WDP, War Games. Guys, that's a lineup of all lineups. I mean, that was 2001. I wish the industry had, the separation of companies again. We do minimally, but nothing like that. And the community, I'm sure you could vouch for it. Whenever you went to these events, it was like seeing the family members at a holiday you only see a couple times a year.
You used to the World Cup, then you'd be up at Sky Dome in Montreal, another big one. It's like walking into a family event.
Yeah.
You knew everyone. All the team captains knew each other.
Yeah, listen, it's hard to replicate that these days, but some of us old guys do. It's like no time has passed.
I was lucky with the World Cups and stuff to watch the sport grow from woods ball. Then you had woods ball. You had a couple of hyperball fields.
Hyperball. I try to forget those days.
And then you start going half woods ball, half hyperball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you had maybe a couple of airball fields. And by the time my tournament career ended in 2002, it had switched over then to all airball. The only thing I liked about back then, which is so much better or worse than it is today, when you used to go to an NPPL tournament and you had, let's say, 10 airball fields, they were all different.
Right.
Like Caps fields was totally different than Diablo's. It's not like today where you go to a field, a tournament, and every field is exactly the same,
right,
to the inch.
Right.
So you literally had to get there a day or two early and literally walk the field and make notes.
And learn it that quick.
Yeah, and that was also a part of the experience back then.
Yeah. I miss it, I do. All right, folks, I got to thank Paul for doing this little interview. Much appreciated. And, as a friend to a friend for decades now.
Being that I haven't changed in 35 years, it's Budweiser time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would join you on that one, but as you guys know, I'm doing my sobriety thing. But yeah, if you guys like my content, give a like, subscribe, and follow. And again, once again, thanks to Paul Sherman. Happy 40 years, and we'll see you soon.